Okay, so I failed my 3K in 30-day challenge. Not super exciting to talk about. I was just under 500 bucks away from the target and I ended up losing things. But this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity to share about things that I learned and how you can learn from my mistakes and hopefully not repeat them. So let's hop right into it. This video is really going to be focused on three key points that you can use in your trading to improve your trading and not do what I did, which is blow up on a funded account. And towards the end of this video, I'll reveal the next account challenge that I am doing in order to improve my trading. Let's hop into it. The first point, then the most important, most likely, is just the issue of pride coming before the fall. Literally, the day before I started performing poorly, I was speaking to Jordan and we were having a great conversation about how the challenge was going. I was incredibly excited. I told him I was going to be making a recap video once I hit the target because I was just 500 bucks away. And the reality of it is I usually make that in 2 days when I'm trading just a single contract, which is what I was doing on this particular challenge. Well, the following day, I did not perform well. In fact, I performed incredibly poorly. I went from being up around $2,500 to being down $1,200. So I lost $1,200 within a single day. And so I was only up $1,300 from that point. I took a couple of days off, traded my personal account, traded my other accounts. Everything was going great. I'm thinking we can return back to the challenge. I returned back to the challenge and then lose $855, which takes me over the $1,500 drawdown limit in that particular funded account, making me lose the account, sending me down a little bit of a negative headspace. I've been trading 7 years now, and sometimes when it comes to profitability, it isn't something that I just expect. It's something that I believe is a given. With experience comes confidence, but if you allow that confidence to extend too far, that confidence becomes arrogance, that arrogance becomes pride, and pride comes before the fall. The next piece of the puzzle is it's okay to take a day off. As traders, we come here to make money. That is the first, second, and third thing we are focused on when we're trading, and that is completely understandable. No one comes to the markets just because they like to see candles go red and green. We all come here for a purpose, which is to grow our personal accounts, and for many of us to obtain that financial independence that we so intensely desire to achieve. Well, it doesn't always work that smoothly. Sometimes when we focus a little bit too much on the money, when we focus too much on a goal, when we put time constraints on ourselves that are too intense, sometimes that can lead to us making poor decisions because we're too focused about the dollar amount. In trading, we have to focus on being better traders, being better plan creators, being better risk managers first and foremost. As we begin to lose track of those items, lose track of risk management, lose track of our center, which is being a better trader and trying to just be a money maker, that ironically is when we start to lose money. The third piece of the puzzle deals with cognitive fatigue. Cognitive fatigue is a very real thing that affects everyone that does anything difficult that happens cognitively. Obviously, trading is 90% in your head, 10% on the chart, so there's a lot of cognitive work that is being done as we're trading. As the day goes on, if you're a scalper like me and you're trying to take multiple trades throughout the day, chances are you're experiencing a lot in the way of cognitive fatigue as time continually passes, as you place more trades time and time again. Well, one thing I didn't do well during this challenge was manage my cognitive fatigue. What happens when I take 5 trades, 6 trades, 7 trades, 8 trades is, generally speaking, I start to see the market a little bit differently. Things become a little foggier. It's harder for me to recognize the overall trend. It's harder for me to recognize the pullbacks that I need to be getting in on and the ranges that I need to stay out of. So when thinking about cognitive fatigue, when thinking about how you trade, lowering the amount of trades that you allow yourself to take is definitely a place that I could do better in, and so many traders could benefit from. Because as the time moves forward and we get fatigued, we don't perform well. Now, I just gave you 3 points that I need to work on in order to be a better trader, and I hope that they help you as well. But the question is, what are we going to be doing from here? How do we take steps forward into the future? This is Futures Focus. The whole point of the show is to really point us towards a better future, a more profitable future. So what will I be doing? I'll be doing something a little counterintuitive. I'll be actually raising my account size, raising my trading size, and I'll be raising the total value of the challenge along with raising the days in the challenge. That challenge is going to be 15,000 in 60 days. Why is it that? Well, when I was trading previously, I traded on a $25,000 account. The rules in that particular account, this is all through Apex, you can find this stuff online, is $1,500 profit target, $1,500 in trailing drawdown. $1,500 per one contract is a little tight for the way that I trade. So I need to widen that horizon a little bit and make a better system. One thing I think I did poorly in the last challenge was I didn't trade at the actual size that I usually trade at. I tried to keep things incredibly small. I tried to keep things incredibly tight. $25,000 probably shouldn't go above one contract, so I stuck to one contract. Well, throughout the past few months, I have raised my size consistently as I've performed well in my other accounts. So, after conversations with some of the brilliant people on this channel, after listening to people like Louise, talking to people like Rich, and hearing different ideas from Jordan, from Boris, from David, I have decided to raise my size multiple times throughout the year. That has gotten me to 3 contracts on my accounts not related to the challenge. 3 contracts is where I feel comfortable, and that's probably where I should stay at. So, in order to keep that idea going, I decided to raise the size of the accounts that I'm looking to trade in my funded accounts. I got rid of my $25,000 funded accounts just because the size was a little too small. The trailing drawdown was a little bit too small. So now I'm looking at trading just $250,000 accounts, which has a $15,000 profit target and a $6,500 drawdown. $6,500, 3 contracts, that's roughly $2,166 in total drawdown per contract. That gives me a little bit more room to grow, and that gives me a little bit more room to take the trades that I really need to take and hopefully not add to that cognitive fatigue that I was talking about earlier. To be 100% clear, one thing I think I didn't do well during my last account challenge was the fact that I didn't lay out super clear rules, not just for you guys, but for myself, that would allow me to trade this account much more so like my personal accounts. So what will I be doing differently? I will be maximizing my size, but I'll be having a limit at how much size I can have per trade. I'll be maximizing things, and I will not allow myself to go over 3 contracts when I am trading in these markets. 3 contracts is a solid number for me. On average, I am winning on average $149 per trade. I am losing right around $83 per trade. And so multiplying those numbers by 3 keeps me really nice and comfortable, about $450 per trade on average when I'm winning, $240 when I'm losing. That's almost a 2-to-1 ratio when you look at my statistics since April, even with all the drawdown that I have seen throughout these past couple of weeks. So keeping those numbers like that, I think that will keep things solid. And over the course of 60 days, as long as I am continually trading the way that I have been trading and seeing my statistics remain consistent, then there's no reason why I can't hit my $15,000 target. Number 2 rule I'll be looking at is having a daily loss limit that's a little bit cleaner. In my personal trading, I've never had a daily loss limit that worked well. Usually if I say I'm going to lose a maximum of $1,000, the next day I lose that maximum of $1,000. Maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Maybe it's something mental that I need to work on with a trading psychologist. I don't know. But when I have a daily loss limit that is connected to dollars and cents in that way, I have a tendency to hit it the day after I set that daily loss limit. So what do I do instead? Instead, I just take a look at how many losing trades I've had back to back to back. If I have had 3 full losers back to back to back, in other words, if I have 3 losers that hit my stop loss as opposed to me cutting things prematurely before it hits my stop loss, then chances are that's not going to be a good day in the markets. I need to cut bait and I need to continue on with my day, go on a walk with my dog, do anything outside of trading. The third rule that I'm going to have in order to improve my trading and improve my system, improve my abilities to hit these targets is I'll be focusing on having no more than 6 trades in this account. Generally, I'm pretty loose with the amount of trades that I'm allowed to have. On average, my trades are quite quick, a minute, 2 minutes. The longest trades I've had this year have been to the degree of 14, 15 minutes. So I'm very comfortable trading 12 times within a day without having too many issues. However, my statistics don't necessarily agree with where my comfort is. My comfort says 12 trades is fine. My statistics say anything over 6, and we're probably doing a little too much. My most successful days during this challenge and really throughout the whole of the year have been days where I have 1 or 2 trades. Usually that first trade is a small winner or a small loser, and that second trade is a massive winner. That's the only way that I've been able to remain profitable over the past couple of years, not by having consistent large winners, but by having very small losers and by having decently sized winners. So I know I do my best when I'm cutting trades quickly and I'm allowing for my winners to run for as long as possible. So what does that mean? That means I need to be more selective with my trades. I need to push myself to cut things very quickly and for allow those big boy trades to run for as long as I can allow them to run. And that will mean trailing stops as opposed to having set profit targets. That's the core of how I'll be changing things during this particular challenge. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that I'm a little insane for taking things in this direction? Do you guys think that I should start with a different size? What's your opinion? We want to hear it. We want to hear where your head's at with these things. If you want to join me on this challenge, please feel free to do so. I will be posting all of my updates within the Discord, and I will be updating you guys with daily videos on where we're actually at. I'm super excited to get this ball rolling and to share some stuff with you guys that hopefully makes you better traders. As always, can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys here at Trade Delicious. It is a pleasure to be able to talk about this stuff in front of you guys, to share some of vulnerability and hopefully help you guys to do the same. Whenever we trade in community, there's a real opportunity for all of us to grow. So I encourage you to make a video, to write a post, to share with a group of people that you trust your successes and your failures in trading, because that's the only way that we can grow, by having third parties, by having friends that care about us take a look at our trading with a different pair of eyes and say, I'm noticing this, I'm noticing that. That way we can improve. As always, for the rest of the day, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the week, for the rest of the year, please trade well and trade delicious. I'll see you next time.